Hi, it's Martin and welcome to another video on my Knit365 YouTube channel. Today's video is a bit of a behind the scenes, follow me through my week style blog. It is Monday I think it's the 10th of July. Hey Siri, what's the date today?
It's Monday, the 10th of July, 2023.
Monday the 10th of July. I could have just stopped filming and found out, couldn't I? But there we go. And today's my non-work day. If you're new here, hi, welcome. I have a 9-day fortnight, so I have every other Monday off work. And it's my knitting day, generally pottering around the flat, tidying up day. But also, it's a week to go before Mark and I go on holiday. So I thought I would take you through my week, because there's a lot of things that I would like to get done crafting wise this week. I've got some projects that I want to finish. I've got some projects I want to make progress on and get to specific points. And I've got some, I'm tapping, sorry. And I've got some projects to plan to go on holiday. We're off to Italy for 10 days. Very nice, very, very lucky. But we've got lots of train travel as well during that time. So I've got some holiday projects in mind. I'm trying to convince myself I don't need a new cast on, but I have some yarn. We'll discuss that later in the video as to whether I can start something new. I guess it depends on how much progress I make. But I thought I would take you through my week. I don't know how much content there's going to be. We will see. But I've got a piece of paper and a pen, as you just heard me tapping, and I'm going to make a list of all the things I want to do, and then I'll be back in a moment. I'm going to make a coffee, I'm going to make my list, and then I will share said list with you. I do like these types of videos. They're a bit choppy, not sure what you're going to see next, but there will be some crafting. Knitting and crochet, I don't think there's going to be any spinning. I don't think I'm going to have time for spinning this week, but who knows, we will see. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, or like this style of video, give it a thumbs up. And if you are new here and you don't get subscribed, hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on any of my other videos as they come in the future. And if you are a returning viewer, hi, thank you so much, welcome back. So I think that's everything for the intro. Let's see how much progress I can get done this week. But before we do that, let's go and make the list. Part of the list involves tidying that up. There's knitting and crochet on it as well. Yeah, let's go. Okay, I'm back. The power of the edit. You're literally just seeing this. I've been about half an hour. It's 11:10 already. And I've not really made a start on anything. Hey ho. Right, Martin's weekly plans. We have a list. So first up, I don't know where to look. First up, finish Rosa Parks. She is the Toft doll that I'm making as one of the dolls from the Making Women Who Made History series. So I want to finish Rosa. I have done the majority of her head, the head and the body in one piece. So I've done most of the head. I'm up to about here. And I just want to stuff it now while I've got a good, I can get my hand in to stuff the body and the neck. So I've done that. I've done 2 arms, 2 legs, and I've done the dress. And this is the coat. So I've done the majority of it already. I just fold this in to create an armhole. And then do the arms. And then I've just got hair, hat, shoes and handbag, but they're only little bits. So once I've done the coat and finished the body and stuffed her, it actually should be quite a quick one. So I want to try and get that done this week, because the new doll, the next one in the series, it's a 3 times a year triannual, I think, 3 times a year doll subscription, and the next one is due this week. So that, I'm hoping, arrives by next Monday. I think it's this week it's been dispatched. If that's the case, then by next Monday, if it arrives, I can take that away with me. So that will be one perfect project to just take on holiday, because it's crocheting lots of small pieces. So I want to finish the Rosa Parks doll. Finish a test knit. I'm doing another test knit. This is a small test knit using double knit yarn. I can't tell you anymore. I can't show you any pictures. Can I tell you something? No, I won't tell you anything just in case, or show pictures, but you're just going to have to trust me that I make progress. But I want to finish that this week. It's quite a quick project. I'm halfway through already, and I only started it on Saturday, and we were out most of Sunday. So it's not taking me very long at all. So I do hope I can get that finished this week. Deadline is 1st of August, but hopefully that's done, ticked off my list before we go away. I want to do an inch on Mark's jumper. I'm about 2 inches, I think, from splitting for the V. I didn't manage any progress on his jumper last week at all, so I hope that I can do about an inch on his jumper. We'll see how I get on with that one. I want to split for the sleeves on my mum's love note. I've not done any work on that since I recorded my month-end blog, so it's about 2 weeks now since I've done anything on it. I need to buy a cable extender. I don't need to, I could put it on scrap yarn, but it's easier to put on a cable extender. I'm using higher sharps, and they are thicker cable ends, and I've only got thin ones. So I'm going to buy a cable extender. I might do that now once I finish this, actually. And then I need to do the increases, and then gets me to the point to split for the sleeves. I'm seeing my mum on this weekend. I'm seeing my mum this weekend, so I hope to be able to finish and get to the sleeves before I see her, so then she can try it on and we can just check the fit and we can make sure it's okay. So I want to do that, because once that's the case, it's just mindless knitting. I don't think I'm taking that on holiday with me, but it's just mindless knitting in the round end, because I do want to get this finished by the middle of August for her birthday. And then the other one I've put on the list, but I don't know if I'll get to it, is to finish the purple spin. It's cooling down this week, I think, so I might be able to get and finish that spin off, because then this is the reason why the spinning video is not here, because I haven't yet started the other spinning, because I haven't finished the other spin. That will all be revealed in the spinning video. So I've got 5 things on my list. I think that seems really achievable. I should be able to do Rosa and the test knit, the majority of both of those today. Let's see. I'll talk about this yarn. It's by Marcus from Fiberpunk, and I'm obsessed. It's his Progress Pride. I was going to say flag. Progress Pride colorway. And I have a plan in mind for a pattern. I've got 2 skeins of this, one for knit, one for crochet. More on that. And then, yeah, general lifey stuff. So I'm going to go and finish. I'm going to go and watch some telly for an hour. I'm going to give myself an hour and see if I can finish the coat. Because, look, it's all, because it's flat crochet, it's all curly Sue. So I need to finish this, and then I'm going to give it a block. And I know it's only a doll, but, you know, we take pride in our creations to make them look how we want. So I'm going to go and give it a block once I finished it, so that it all sits neatly. So I want to do that first, because I can't finish Rosa until that's done. Right. You know the drill. The door's banging. Let's go. Hello, it is 1:20, and I have finished her coat, and she's now having a little soak in the sink. I say I'm blocking it. I'm not putting wool wash and stuff in it, because it just needs to soak, so that I can pin it out. So I'm doing that. I've not really done anything else. So 1:20, I'm going to pin her out now. I'm going to give her 15 minutes soak in, rinse her out, and then she can have a little pin out. And then I'm going to try and sort some holiday clothes out, because I'm off today. We're not going for another week, but I'm trying to be organised, because can you imagine which one of us in the relationship is the crazy, chaotic one, and who is the organised, neat and structured one? Who usually packs like 4 days before we go away, and who usually packs on the morning? You all know that, right? So I'm going to have a go at, I'm not packing because it's like a week to go, but I'm going to go and lay out all the clothes. What do I want to take with me? Find my shorts, swim shorts, all that kind of jazz. So I'm going to go and do that now and then do some adulting. I'm going to clean the table. And then get back to some chores. Knitting chores. Spoiler, I've been working on my Babette blanket and I've done one of the squares. So this is one of the 12 squares because there's 12 rows. So I have been making progress on my Babette this month as well. Spoiler ahead for the wrap-up video. So that's why, like, this stuff, because I've been away with work. Oh, I don't know. Right, this isn't going to help me get stuff done, is it? Why do I keep putting my thumb? You'd think I'd never blogged before. I don't know why my thumb keeps going there. Sorry. Hello. Hello, hello. Now it is Tuesday and it's 6:45. I've not long finished work, but I have been home long enough to drink a glass of wine. And I didn't film anything yesterday because yesterday I decided to work on my test knit. It's not socks, but it is in 2 parts. And I finished part 1 and I started part 2. Sorry, head. In case you wonder, there's an aromatherapy thingamajiggy. It's not like atmospheric smoke coming from behind me. So while I was having a glass of wine and talking to Mark and catching up, I got my spindle out. Because, you know, like sometimes you get home from work, you're like, oh, how was your day? Lots of stuff to talk about. So I kind of just stood with a glass of wine, not a glass of wine in one hand and a spinner in another. Spinner? What are they called? Spindles. And I just stood there and I finished the end of that spin. So it's definitely getting better. Let me move out the shot. Can I do this? I don't know if this works. I need to cover my... Maybe. It's getting better at being less thick and thin. Yes, so I wanted to finish the end of that spin so that this weekend I can start the grey spin. Because I'm trying to do a little bit of spinning this month on top of everything else. So I've got my small, really badly wound ball. And I've got this bit of fluff. That was all I had because Jan only gave me a little bit of trial fluff. So what I now need to do is I need to put this on my niddy noddy because I have one of those. And then I need to soak the yarn. I'm going to leave these because I haven't got much yarn. Jan's told me how to ply them together, but if I ply them together, then I'm basically going to end up with like that much yarn, aren't I? Because I'll lose half my yarn. So I'm going to leave them as a single and I'm going to try and knit something. I don't know what it's going to be yet. I'm going to think of a tiny mini skein project, but I want to knit something with them. It started to unravel that little bit. I can probably spin that bit up again. I'll just do it by hand. Thumb, sorry. So yes, so I finished that. So that is good. So I think I remember listening, I'm sure, on... I think it's Ange from Yarn and Yarns. I'm going to message her now after this and double check. But I think I meant to leave this on the spindle for a period of time to let it relax. And then I wind it to the niddy noddy and then I soak it and that sets the yarn. This by no means a proper spinning tutorial, obviously. But I think if I get into the habit of I finish spindling and then I leave it for a day or so, and then I soak it. I want to, like, do the process. So I think that's what I need to do. So I've just done that anyway. So that is Tuesday. Mark has got dinner in the oven. We're having pasta bake, if you're interested. And then I'm going to pick up Rosa Parks. So I'm going to do the stuffing, finish her head, and then I'm going to try and sew her up tonight. So I'll be back in a bit and I'll show you how far I've got. But for those of you doubting my spinning ability, I have been spinning very slowly, but I've done it. And I'm very, very pleased with myself. Okay, I'm going. Okay, it is 9:45. It's getting dark outside now. Getting closer to the autumn. Woohoo! Right, Rosa is done. Cute little ears. Little chin. So she's finished. She's all stuffed and sewn up. I tried the dress on, dropped her, before I finished stuffing her head so that I could make sure she wasn't overstuffed. Because I've done that before and I've ended up like performing surgery and I've sewn it all up and then I'm shoving the hook in, trying to pull stuffing out of her tummy. So I think she's okay. So she is done. So I'm going to go and we'll just put some telly on. So I've probably got another hour or so before I go to bed. So I'm going to hopefully do her hat and her shoes. And then apart from hair, which I need to do in situ, she's finished. I just need to then sew it all up. So if I can do the hat and the shoes tonight, that will be good. But for Tuesday night, I've ticked off my spinning, although I want to put it on the niddy noddy and soak it. And I've nearly, like 80% done Rosa. A bit close then, weren't we? Yeah, so I will check in with you in the morning and let you know how I've got on. Good morning, YouTube people. Wednesday morning, I did some crochet late at night and I made a hat. It's got a little bonnet with a cute little fringe. And then I did 2 shoes. So it's got little booties. And then I started, she's got a handbag. So I started the handbag, but this is just a number of stitches and you crochet flat and you make a big rectangle. And then I think it folds over itself. But I haven't read that far ahead. You can't really see it, it's curling. So, productive night. And I'm now just heading to the office. So I will see you later. But hopefully I can get all her bits done tonight. Just need to do the handbag and then start her hair. So my plan when I come home from work is to sew her up, get her dressed, and then at least make a start on her hair. I've got to put long lengths all the way around. And then I think we tie them in a bow and then I've got to make a plait. And then she's done, I think. I don't think I'll finish her today. Because hair does take quite a while. But who knows? So it's Wednesday. We're halfway through my week. I've ticked some things off my finish list. I've made progress on some of the other things. I've not touched my mum's love note yet. But I've only got... I know I need to split for the sleeves. But I think I've only got like 5 or 6 rounds to do before I split. So worst case scenario, like if I don't get any time in the evenings this week, I can do that like Saturday morning and then go and see my mum Saturday afternoon. So as long as I get her to try it on before I go to Italy, that will be a win because then I know what I'm doing as soon as I come back. Anyway, right, I'm off to work because I'm not going to get any work done if I stand here banging onto you. So I'm not sure what you're going to see next. Me tonight, hopefully. Yeah, laters. The second spindle is now full of the pink yarn, and this bit of footage is actually going to serve 2 purposes, and I think you're going to end up watching it twice because I think I'm going to put this bit in my spinning video as well as for you folks now for this week's video. So I'm going to quickly, I'm going to wind this off into a ball, a cake, and then I'm going to use my niddy noddy. Look at me because I'm a spinner. There's another logo for the t-shirt. I'm a spinner. To then turn it into a skein so that I can say hi. Hi. So that I can then soak the yarn, and then once I've soaked the yarn, we can then do something with it. So let's wind it. I think this is just going to be a case of it's going to be fiddly. I don't know how I'm going to like that, I think. Let's see. Oh, there we go. That's how... I was going to say, you lot are all probably shouting at the telly now. So if I hold it like that, it winds. Okay, folks, I need a hand. How do I take this off? There must be an easy way of doing this. I'm making a right mountain out of this molehill, Mark.
Why, what are you doing now?
I'm trying to wind it off. Oh, that's the leader. Right, okay, there we go. There's the end. Spindle. Yarn ball. Why was that so fiddly? Right, answers in the comments below as to how I'm meant to take yarn off the spindle. Is it literally just meant to be like that? Please let me know. Right, let's get the niddy noddy. This is incredibly hard to get your head around. But I think I've now worked it out. But I can only do it holding it like this. Yeah. Interesting. Spinning is fiddly, folks. Did I mention that? Uh-oh. That wasn't a very good join, clearly. Oh, this is the end of the spin. Right, I'm just going to lose that. I'll stick it in the sink and wash it separately. Right, let me lift you up. Okay. Do you know what, though? I'm actually... Look at that strand there. That's quite a good strand, isn't it? I'm quite impressed with myself. Even if I do say so myself. Like, look at that. That's actually not too bad, I don't think. Can you grade my homework, please? Answers on a postcard. Right, I'm now going to tie these. You don't need to see that. I'm going to tie these. We're going to have some food, and I need to give the sink a little rinse, and then I'm going to I'll do the second one, and then I'm going to put them in to soak. This is very exciting. So it's now 10:20 on Wednesday. A few moments ago, it was a similar time on Tuesday, and I said, right, when I see you tomorrow, I'm hopefully going to have Rosa Parks finished. And you've seen me get excited with my niddy noddy. And I had a really bad day at work. It'll all be fine, but things you put into perspective and stuff. So I came home and wanted to do something. I don't know. I kind of thought about doing Rosa Parks all day. And I came home and thought, do you know what? I'm going to finish that yarn. So that's what I've done. So it's had a soak. It's a little bit curly still. So I think I've overspun one bit of it. But I need to now investigate what I've done. But anyway, I'm fine. I'm really happy with the yarn. But I'm going to spin you around now and show you what else I've done. So I've sewn all the ends in. I made a little handbag, which actually opens up and you can use as a handbag. I don't know what she's going to keep in it. That's actually sapphire, but it looks really dark in this artificial light. So I've done my spin. That's out now, drying, but I've made all of the bits. I've sewn all the ends in. She's fully stuffed, so she now just needs assembling. So I haven't finished her, but I have made good progress. So tomorrow when I come home from work will be a case of assembling her all together. I don't know what this mark is on the cushion. No idea. I've just spotted it. Pretend you didn't see that. Yeah. So I've made really good progress with her. Despite not getting her finished, I've gone further on another project. So I kind of feel like I'm still on track for my list. My list is here. And I've not really ticked anything off yet. Although Finish Purple Spin is on the list. And when I skein it tomorrow, that'll be finished. Rosa should be finished tomorrow because she just needs sewing. And then I said, I think a bit earlier, Love Note will probably be on the weekend when I'll pop up and see my mum. So I feel like I'm getting there. We will see how we're going. So I'm guessing now you'll see me tomorrow night as I'm sewing up Rosa Parks. But yeah, I'm making progress, even though I've not ticked anything off yet. But I have got till Monday, so I've got to be kind to myself. This is only me saying these are the things I want to do before Monday when I go on holiday. So yeah, there we go. Right. It's 10:30. I'm going to bed, but I'm going to take my test knit with me. And I'm going to do half hour on my test knit because that's on my list to finish too. Let's take a breath. What a day. I like to do that sometimes. Do you ever do that? Just like, take a breath. It'll all be fine. Right. Good night. I'm going to bed. I'll be back in a minute. It's not good night for you. I don't know why I said that. Anyway, you know what I mean. Good evening. It's another late night here now. So it is Thursday night. We didn't get home from work and running a couple of errands after work until 10 to 8, I think. The wash machine's on because life and stuff. But it is 10 past 11. So not a lot of filming today, but she's finished. And she's even got her little spectacles on. But I think that's all you're going to see. You're going to have to stick around for another bit of this video because I'm really pleased and I think she looks fantastic. But I don't want to kind of show you in the artificial light. So I will film her when I get home from work. Spoiler. When I get home from work tomorrow, and then you can see Rosa properly. But that is something ticked off my list. So I'm going to wait for the washing machine to finish and then I'm going to go to bed. I realised the last few minutes of this video have been me, hi, it's the end of the night. So I promise the weekend is coming. I would have finished work and there will be some more woolly content, including picking projects for holiday. Whoop whoop. So yeah, I'm going to go to bed in a minute after the washing machine. I don't know what you're going to see next. Hopefully some daylight and, Rosa. Good morning. So it is now Saturday and I got up early and I've had a bit of a productive morning to start ticking some stuff off the list. So first up, my yarn is dried. My yarn, woohoo! So I have wrapped it loosely into a skein. This is very thick. This is very thin. You're not going to see any more of this because any future videos that I do about this is going to go in the spinning video. But needless to say, I have found the project that I'm going to use this yarn for so that I can start it immediately. So tick off the list, finish purple spin. Tick. I have also finished Rosa Parks, but you haven't seen her yet, so I'll show you in a little bit. I'll split for the sleeves on Love Note. I did that this morning. And it is now on one of those cable extenders. I said at the beginning of the video I was going to order a cable extender for the higher, and I forgot. I was editing, I started to edit this video together earlier, and I was like, I didn't order it, so it's fine. I've got cable extender. So I've taken it off the needle completely. So you can kind of see now the lacy pattern. Yeah, so I've taken it off the needle. I got Mark to try it on. So I'm ready to split for the sleeves. I think I said technically split for the sleeves, but what I meant was get ready, check that it fits mum. So I want to do this now before I do the sleeves. So it fits Mark, and there's a little bit of room in it. So I think it will be fine for mum, but just to be on the safe side, I'm actually seeing her tomorrow now. She's looking after niece 2 and nephew 1 overnight. So we're not seeing them today. We're going to see them tomorrow. So she can try that on. But I got to the point that I wanted to, so I'm going to tick that off my list as well. Split sleeves, love note. Tick. And finally, on my list was finish my test knit, and I finished my test knit this morning. So I can also tick that off my list. I love making a list because I get to tick things off. So finish test knit, tick. And the test knit is being blocked as we speak. And yeah, so I then just need to check. I got gauge, all fine, did the swatch, polish the halo. So that's all done. So then I just need to fill in the test knit questionnaire about my meterage and gauge and measurements and all the rest of it. And I really wanted to get that done before I went on holiday. The deadline is after we're back. Spoiler. And I just wanted to get it done before I went, so I have. But I'm obviously not going to show you the test knit or tell you what it is, other than to be cryptic and say, as I mentioned earlier on, there was a part A and a part B, and I've done both. It's all finished. It's not socks, so I'll leave that intrigue with you. But these were the yarns that I have used. This luminous, it's more coral in real life, but this luminous yarn here is Westnit's Tandem, which I had a skein in my stash that I bought for another project, thinking that this was more orange, and it wasn't quite the right colour. But I bought that because that's going to be vibrant, and I've paired it with this really multicoloured speckle yarn from Weku Yarns. And I bought this at a show somewhere. I think I bought this at Stitches on the Sand last year. This is the Makala Market colourway. And yeah, both of these are DK weight. What will it be? Ooh. So I finished my test knit, and yeah, that is super exciting. So I'm going to have a little potter around now, fold some clothes. I'll come back in a bit with Rosa Parks. The only other thing on my list then is Mark's jumper. So now I've done all of the other bits. We're going out to see Mark's mum tonight. We're going out for tea. And then tomorrow we've got nothing to do apart from my mum's popping over for coffee in the afternoon. So I can spend tomorrow morning, having done all of my projects, knitting on Mark's jumper. So I'll be back in a bit to show you Rosa Parks. And then we are going to pick some yarn for my trip. And I can also reveal photos for week 2 of the mystery sock along. I can't show you this week's because we've gone down, we finished the leg and we've done the heel flap. But I can't show you the sock now because you'll then see what comes next on the foot. So I can show you some pictures on screen. So stay tuned for some mystery sock stuff coming up in a moment. Slightly different angle this time, and it is now 4 o'clock on Saturday. I don't know where the day's gone. But here is Rosa Parks. I love her. So she's got a nice little handbag that I showed you me making. And in this natural light, you can see the sapphire, or was that navy colour. I have sewn it to her so it looks like she's holding her handbag. It'll also mean I won't lose it. But she came with these awesome glasses, which I've just popped through her hair. Hair-wise, we've got this plait. So you add all the strands around the head, you tie them kind of into a ponytail, then you fold it into like a bun, and then you make the plait separately, and then sew the plait on, and then the hat sits on top. So there's the dress. I did overstuff her slightly, and I said I hoped I wouldn't have to perform surgery. I did have to perform some surgery. So I pulled some stuff in out of her belly to make the dress fit slightly better. And then there is the coat that I blocked. When I made the Amelia Earhart doll, my coat jacket for her was ridiculously big. That's the dress at the back, which is making it pucker slightly. That's better. Yeah, the jacket was really big, so I really tried to concentrate on my tension here. And it's a lot better. I'm so pleased. Maybe it's a little bit, excuse the wind, it is so windy today here in the UK. Maybe the jacket's a little bit tight. In the picture from Toft, it kind of looks like that. You can see the dress quite clearly. So it doesn't really meet in the middle. But I don't know whether my tension could be a little bit looser, but given how the Amelia Earhart jacket was, which you can hop back to one of my other videos. When did I finish her? Maybe I finished her before Beatrix Potter, so she's probably a February, March roundup, maybe. The jacket was massive. There was like loads of extra fabric. Whereas here, the coat, it definitely helped blocking it. Look, you can see it's all nice and neat. So yeah, that is the Rosa Parks doll. Obviously a really key figure in American history. So I really loved being able to make Rosa and adding her to my collection of making women who made history. So yeah, there we go. Right. We are off out now shortly. I need to go and have a shower. I'm still in an old house t-shirt. We need to go and have a shower and then get ready to go and see Mark's mum. So coming up now, you will probably be with me on Sunday. So I will grab some pictures of the socks for the West Knits Mystery Summer Sock Along, and I will talk about that, and then we will pack some yarn. We'll choose some yarn. I'm going to have to do a swatch, I know. I'll probably do my swatch before I video, and then we'll wrap up the weekend and this video. So, right, we're off for food, and I will see you in a moment, which will be Sunday. Good morning. It is now Sunday. It's early. It's like 8:30, and I'm going to need to wrap this video up soon because it's getting a bit long. I've done quite a lot this week, haven't I? So the rest of the things on my list are packing for holiday and Mark's jumper. This is what happens with Mark's jumper. You've seen, I've set my plans for the week. I've put other things as a higher priority, and I've not yet done his jumper. So I will do a bit on it, I think, now, first thing this morning, because I'm up a little bit early. But I thought I would just check in and share my progress on my mystery socks. So this was week 1, and I've shown this off already. And then week 2, we added in this textured pearl section. I can't go any more and show you the heel because you'll then see what comes next. But I really like this section. And there was a small clue. I grabbed my swatch because I swatched. I grabbed one of the swatches that I did, and there might have been a clue then if you swatched, because the swatch tells us to do this pattern. And I was kind of thinking, oh, so that's the swatch. That's what we had to do. But then that's where we started. And I was like, oh, okay, so maybe that pattern is, that section is coming, and it did. So that was this week. So yeah, so we've got this lovely sort of reverse stockinette bump. So this was my original swatch, which was on the 2.25mm needles. And I quickly realised I didn't have gauge, so I would need to change it down. So I didn't go any further. I then got the 2mm needles, re-swatched, and I got gauge. But that is week 2. And I'm going to pop a picture on screen of me wearing the sock. No spoilers, it's a reverse. You look at it from the back on, so you can see the heel. So I'll pop that on screen now. And yeah, the heel is really cool. So it's a traditional heel flap and a heel turn. But you have that lovely sort of diamond section. I was going to try and flash it up on screen, but I'm not. I don't think I can. No, I'm not. You've seen the picture. Next week, I'll be able to show you the start of the foot. And then that'll be a bit easier to show it on camera, but I'm not doing that now. So yeah, I really enjoyed that part of the section. And even though it's purling, and we know my purl tension is a bit different to my knit tension, actually I got gauge when I switched down a needle to the size 2. And I really enjoyed doing, when I make socks, I don't make a lot of them obviously, as you know, but I really enjoyed doing the traditional flap and heel turn. There's something quite soothing about just going back and forth, slipping the stitches. I find it quite an enjoyable heel. So yeah, I was pleased with that one. But you just had a clip in the edit because I did that and I showed off. I lifted this one up too high. So yeah, week 2. So you can see how they travel in a different direction, the cables and then the laddering. That won't be the thumbnail because that will be a spoiler for a lot of people. But yeah, we are getting there with our socks. So hope that you're still making progress. It was amazing on the comments on the last video to see how many of you were working on them, and some of you hadn't planned to join in and had now joined in, so that was amazing. So let me know in the comments below how you're going. How have you found week 2? And if you haven't yet started, are you now going to join in? Don't dither, get joining in. This is such a fun pair of socks and I can't wait for you to see. I think week 3 is my favourite week. Right, I'm going to go make a cup of coffee. I'm going to go and wake Mark up because we've got a few chores to do this morning. And then I'll be back to grab some projects for holiday and then wrap this video up. Right, I'm back and I'm going to wrap up this video because it's now getting late. It's 4 o'clock on Sunday. I need to finish editing this together, get it uploaded on the YouTube because we head to the airport tomorrow. So I haven't done anything on Mark's jumper. Mark, what have you got to say?
I'm not surprised.
He's not surprised. So I have finished everything on my to-do list. I've lost a pen. There's a pen. Finish Rosa Parks. Tick. So, at the beginning of the week, I set myself my challenges and I've done everything apart from Mark's jumper. And as I referenced early on, this is genuinely what happens. I know it's not going to be a quick thing. I know I'm not going to finish it in the moment. So I often prioritize other things. But there we go. Such is life. It'll get done, said the t-shirt. So, bits for me to pack. I'm looking here because this is where the bits to pack are. So, one of the things I'm definitely taking away with me is wool to make a Gramps cardigan. Now, I've shown this off before, I think. This is a pattern by Tin Can Knits, and it is just the cutest little cardigan. The models are the Tin Can Knits family, I believe. So it's got a cute little elbow patches and little pockets and a shawl neck. And I bought wool from Ammonite Yarns when I was at Wonderwool from their sale basket. And I've got some Bo Peep 4-ply, which was discontinued. So this was meant to be £3 a ball, but I had staff discount as well because I helped them out over the weekend. So I think, all told, I've got six balls of yarn, and I'm going to make a cardigan for Noah. So he's number 3 of the nieces and nephews, or nephew 1. It's very confusing. Sometimes I call him and his sister 2 and 3 because they are the second and the third born. Other times they are 2 and 1 because he's the only nephew. Very confusing. The family know who I'm on about anyway. But Noah's going to get a cardigan out of that. And to make sure that the wool... Say hi! To make sure that I could do the project, I've done a swatch. So I haven't done anything on Mark's jumper, but I have swatched. Because, I know, right? Because the pattern calls for worsted yarn, and I've got fingering, which I'm hoping to hold double. So to make sure that I was roughly in the ballpark, because the last thing I would want is to assume that I can do that pattern with this wool, and then it'd be a problem. So I've done a swatch, I've held the yarn double. It's knit as a cardigan, you go back and forth, so it's going to be knits and purls. So I've done just a standard stocking stitch swatch back and forth. I know technically I probably should have made the swatch higher, but I could quite easily tell my tension early on. So I've measured it, I've washed it. The pattern says I need 20 stitches in 4 inches, and I've got 21. I'm okay with that. It will mean the cardigan will be ever so slightly bigger than planned, but I'm going to make age 2 to 4, and Noah will be 2 this winter, which is when I'm going to gift him the pattern, gift him the jumper, cardigan. So I'm okay with that, because then it'll give him growing room. So in lieu of Mark's jumper, I did a swatch. So I'm going to take the wool, and I'm hoping I might make good progress. It's a small project, so my brief for holiday projects is something small, because it's going to be very hot. There's a heat wave in Italy at the moment. Mark is very much looking forward to the heat wave. I am less looking forward to it, but it'll be fine. So I want small projects. So I'm going to take that. I'm also then going to take the next in the Ed's doll projects. So spoiler, if you are waiting for the doll club, and you're in the doll club subscription, sorry, and you're waiting for yours to arrive, spoiler, I'm going to show the next one. 3, 2, 1. The next one is Harriet Tubman. So Harriet Tubman was born on a plantation in Maryland around 1822. And she is acclaimed for being an abolitionist and a social activist. So another doll to join the collection with a real sort of social history story that is part of the Toft Doll Club now, that they're always someone with a story and someone that we should all know about. So Harriet Tubman is the latest doll, and I'm going to take that kit with me because, again, it's all small pieces, so I can do a couple of arms, some legs, some shoes. So I can try and do that. I'm going to see if Mark will let me put the stuff in the suitcase, if we've got room. Like, can I put this in? It's only small. Yeah? And then I can finish her while I'm away. So I'm going to take that. So that's 2 projects. And then third, I'm going to take it because this could be like airport knitting, or knitting where we've got air conditioning. I've got my mum's Love Note sweater. Mum has just been here, frazzled from looking after 2 and 3, Olivia and Noah. So didn't want to be on camera trying to jump it on, but she's tried to jump it on and it seems to fit, which is great. And I tried it on with her and I tried it on with Mark, and it's roughly, it's obviously a better fit on my mum than it is on Mark, but it kind of gives me directionally. So I've tried it on, I've measured her, I know where I need to go. So I've got about 7 inches, I think, of just mindless knitting in the round now. So this isn't sitting by a pool. We have a pool in our hotel. This isn't sitting by a pool because of the mohair. It's going to get hot. So I might not do anything with this, but it's a small project. I'm just going to take that wool with me. I'm not taking extra balls. I'll just take that, and then any couple of rows and inches that I can put, or rounds and inches that I can put on this, is going to be incredibly helpful, because then Mum gets it for her birthday in August. So there are my 3 projects that I'm going to take. I was umming and ahhing with a 4th. What did you say there?
I said sorry.
I think he was muttering under his breath.
No, I said sorry to get my phone.
Oh, you don't have to say sorry for being on the camera. They love seeing you. I thought you were just being shady by the fact that I was taking 4 projects.
No, sorry.
This is the yarn from Marcus of Fiberpunk that I showed off a little bit earlier. It's the Progress Pride colourway. And when it's knit up, it will be, I think it's 12 colour repeats in the colours of the Progress Pride flag. I don't know why I'm having such problem saying that. I'm planning on making some knitted socks and some crochet socks. I found a pattern, but I do think that's probably going to be too ambitious to take 4 projects. And someone commented on the video, take half the amount of things that you think you're going to knit. So if I planned on 4, I'm really just going to get 2 done, aren't I? And I think it'll be Noah's cardigan and my Toff doll. They will be the 2 things. So I'm not going to take this with me. This will keep for a future episode. But I have found the pattern. I know what socks I'm going to crochet. I'll probably talk about that more in my month-end roundup, actually, because I can show off the pattern and I'm going to cast that on. I won't cast it on now before I go on holiday. I'll cast it on when I come home. So there will be something new to talk about in the month-end wrap-up. And that's it. So I'm going to wrap this video up. It's been such a fun video to film. I love doing bits. It takes a lot more time to edit it all together and all the rest of it, but it's been quite fun. I know there was a few evenings and there was a lot of dark footage, but like I said, on all of my videos, I try to be as natural as possible and give you the insight into real life. I do get a lot of crafting done, but I also don't get as much done sometimes as I want to get done. And like, you know, I'm crafting at 10:30 at night before I go to bed, so I have a little bit of a rest after work. That's what I do. That's how I get as much crafting done as I can. So it's nice to be able to show you this is what really happens in our house. After work, late night knitting and crochet. So we are all done. Come here. Come here. Come and say goodbye. He's packing. Hello.
Hello.
Oh, maybe that could be the thumbnail. Have you ever been in a thumbnail?
I don't think so.
Maybe not. We'll see. Right, off you go.
Service requirements.
Service requirements. So yeah, thank you very much. I've been very productive. I ticked everything off the list and let's be fair, I didn't do his jumper, but I did say I also wasn't going to finish the spin-in. So I always planned to do 4 of the 5.
It's a bit hot for wool.
It is a bit hot for wool. Although I did do the spinning. Anyway, right. We are going to finish packing. Mark is going to finish packing. I've got all my clothes out. I've been very good. I did it all of the week. So I think we're nearly packed. Are we nearly packed?
Yeah.
Could I have a beer? Oh, okay. I'll go to the shop and get some beer. Yeah, so thank you very much for being here. Thank you for watching the video. We are off to Italy next week. I will be back with another video, probably my month-end roundup then. I don't plan on doing an interim video next week to show off the next bit of the Western Knit socks because we'll be on holiday, but who knows? I'm not going to commit to it, but maybe there'll be something from Italy. Who knows? I'm going to enjoy my holiday, my vacation with Mark, hopefully get some crafting done, and I'll have lots to show you in future videos. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this style of video. What have you been knitting on? What have you been crafting on this week? Are you excited by any of my plans? Any hints and tips on the spinning to correct my poor technique? Let me know below. But thank you very much for being here. Yeah, it's been a crazy old week. I hope that you are well. Stay safe and look after each other. And until we speak again, happy crafting.